What's up, guys? So I'm recording this NXT review a day later, so I apologize. I was actually at a concert I'm a big metalhead slash rock fan. If you guys know who Five Finger Death Punch is, man, they are. Uh, I've been a fan of them for like over 10 years, and this was my fifth time seeing them. If you guys are a fan, let me know in the comments. They're incredible live, by the way. If you guys are fans and haven't seen them live, please do. I live in Long Island, New York, and they were playing at Jones Beach last night. So I was actually there during NXT while it was live. So I actually watched it this morning, the next day. I'm recording this Wednesday night. NXT was Tuesday night, so this is like a night later than usual. That's why though. Um, Originally I didn't even feel like recording this episode because it's a day later. I'm honestly just lazy. But a lot of big stuff actually happened on this episode. There was a lot of title matches. One title change actually. It was a big one too. So that's why I thought I needed to record. A lot of stuff happened. I might abbreviate it somewhere to Monday as I told you guys on the Raw review. My dog recently passed away on my dad's side of the family, so it's been a little bit of a rough week. So I'm gonna make this one a little shorter too, probably. SmackDown on Friday, I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. I'm still gonna record it, so I'm gonna make it shorter or long. That's all. But that's really it. I got. Let me get started now. So this was the first match of the show. It was uh the new team up recently of Gia Parker and Thea have been teaming up, getting Nattie's new faction. Karmen, Petrovic, and the Lyons. So this was the first tag match. Well, the first match of the show. Sorry. Gia Parker and Thea versus Karmen, Petrovic, and Evolve Women's Champion Nikkita Lyons with Nattie ringside for them. Pretty solid match. I don't really care for the Gia Parker Nattie feud because I think it sucks. But solid first match of the night. Toward the end of the match, Nattie tried to get involved, but Jaida attacked her away. And Gia Parker and Thea won. Thea helped team to the win. After the match, Nattie and Nikkita and Karmen tried to attack them. Jaida and Thea attacked them out of the ring, stand tall. That was it. Then we go backstage. Myles, North American champion Myles, Wren, his best buddy, Tavion Heights, they're old tag team, they're reunited. They're challenging the Vanity product match. Backstage, Tavion's nervous, and Myles is like, no, it's fine, we gotta lock in. I'm ready to be double champ tonight, and we're gonna be tag champs tonight. And yeah, that happened. Then we get to our first promo. Alright, so NXT champion Tony D'Angelo, he comes out, gets a mic. He says, last week Grayson Waller came here, disrespected him, disrespected everyone in the back, and disrespected the brand. If he thinks he can use his title as a boomerang back to the main roster, that's not happening. And he's not talking trash about consequence. But Grayson's old news, and now he's got Cruz Montana to deal with. Mistake or not, Montana laid him out, and he made his intentions very clear. So please come on down and they can finish their conversation. And then Grayson Waller shows up. He says, we're not going to do that. And we all know what Tony and Cruz would talk about. But everyone was talking about him after last week, so he's the money fight. And he's who Tony D should be talking to. Tony D says, here's Grayson talking trash from a distance, and he won't come in the ring because he's a bitch. Grayson says, he kind of just gives a shrug, well, kinda. And Tony D'Angelo continues talking. Tony says, they were teammates in War Games back in the 2.0 days, that's true. He runs through the whole team, pretty much. He says, he says, me and you led the team. Braun Breaker, who's the champion now. Carmelo Hayes became a champion. Trick Williams wasn't even in the match, but a champion. Tony D'Angelo, current champion. Grayson Waller, nothing. He's making the point everyone on the team became champion except Grayson, basically. Grayson came here to make himself relevant again by winning the title, but unfortunately for him, Tony's the champ. Grayson says, that was really good. Did he practice? People are talking about NXT, and it's all about Waller. And he knows D'Angelo lost his family, but did he lose his balls? At least he's out here talking while everyone else is backstage tweeting. And then Cruz Montana enters, coming through the crowd. He greets NXT and says, he didn't hear the champ call Grayson out, but since he's here, he'll give him the work. Last week, he riled some cages, and he'll give him props for that. And he's been in Grayson's shoes, but he didn't go on the mic and clown anybody or bitch and moan. He went out there and put in the work and proved that he's the man he says he is, baby. Grayson has a chip on his shoulder because he's nice and comfortable. Life isn't as comfortable as he'd like, though, but Cruz has won because it was either this or become a statistic on the block he still lives on. He hopes and prays Grayson never has to meet the man in the mirror the way he has, and he wants him to think about that while he's rehearsing his corny-ass comeback lines. Montana spent years fighting to get here, and Grayson spent years fighting to get people to notice him. Waller asks how many times he's going to tell the same sad story and says he has his own demons too. Cruz says he's funny. His problem is he only fights for himself, and that won't get him anywhere. But when he has people to depend on him, that he has to feed, that'll hold him accountable. That's what makes you the man, homeboy. Tony talks again now and says he doesn't care what either of their motivations are. They both want his titles. Let's talk to Robert Stone, make a number one contender match, and he'll see the winner at NXT Heatwave. So, good promo for all three guys, by the way. Then we go backstage. Wren Sinclair's in the back of Kendal Gray, and Kendall's like, "Don't worry, we said she says they wanted to be champions, they wanted this pressure, and Wren's is up next. She's got this." So now we go to that next match. This is the next match. This match actually has a stipulation. So, the Women's Champion Wren Sinclair defends that title against Women's North American Champion Zaria here. Basically, stipulation was actually 1 second. Let me look at something for you guys real quick. Just for a little interesting fun fact for you. Wren Sinclair, this reign of hers is she retains, by the way. Her reign as of this next day of recording is 142 days. So yesterday during the show, last night it was 141 days. I'm recording a day later. And this was her second defense. Stipulation here was if Wren Sinclair retained her title, meaning she pinned Zaria, she gets a shot at Dori's North American Championship. Basically, it doesn't happen. Wren Sinclair retained, but it was due to a time limit draw. The 5 minutes were up and no one won. After the match, Zaria. I don't know where he's gonna go. My prediction, my guess is they're the one. I think they're gonna have a rematch. It's gonna be a winner take all for both titles. I think they're both gonna be in the line. And whoever wins it becomes double champ. Whoever wins will be Speed Women's champ and North American champ. That's my prediction. Anyway, then we go backstage to OTM. Bronco Nima says he owes Lucian Price because he took his eye off the prize and he cost both of them. Price is fine. Nima says he still got Lucian's back, and Lucian says Bronco's got a backup plan. That means he's got a fine. The Birthright come in, talk trash. They all end up pretty much with Lucian Price accepting a singles match against one of them. Then we go to Grayson Waller in the back of Kalani Jordan. Kalani, of course, as usual, complaining about missing opportunities. Says, unlike Grayson, who's going to win her main title in her first try. Grayson calls him up on that. Then Mason Rook comes in to tell Grayson, come find out just how soft he really is. Grayson says, Rook doesn't know what sacrifice is, and then Cam Hendricks attacks Mason from behind the brawl, gets to pull the apart. Next match. I'm really sorry, guys. Again, the Vanity product, no one's made them into community creations yet. So this is probably the biggest match tonight, and I can't even spectate. I apologize. But I can explain to you what happened. This was Brad Baylor and Ricky Smokes of the Vanity Project with Jackson Drake and Mika Lockwood at ringside. They were defending the NXT Tag Team Championship against the team of North American Champion Myles, Borne, and Tavion Heights. Good stuff. And let's see, the reign. So, second. I gotta look up my usual title fact for you guys. During this match, their reign was at 160 days. And yesterday when it was live. And this was their 5th defense. So, really fun match. And toward the end, Jackson Drake tries to get involved, he's attacked away. And in the end, basically, Myles and Tavion get the win of Tavion pinning Ricky Smokes. So Myles Borne and Tavion Heights are your new NXT Tag Team Champions, meaning this is Tavion Heights' first ever title on the show, and Myles Borne is now a double champion. He's Tag Team Champion and North American Champion at the same time. So it's both their first ever Tag Team titles, and now Myles is also a double champ. It's pretty cool for him. I'm happy for him. Because he came a long way. I remember seeing him debut in the No Quarter Petrovic crew originally, and he was just a backup nobody in the group that was always taking losses all the time. Bro's come a long way with this push, and I'm very happy for him. And same with Tavion. He's also getting a great push. Both these guys have gotten so much better over the years. But yeah, good stuff. After the match, Vanity Project are upset backstage. They run the Keanu Carver, and that happens. And then the Culling are talking in the back, Izzy Damon, Nico Event, and they're talking down to Lizzie Rain. Lizzie reminds Izzy he beat her last week. Then Shawn Spears comes in to have Lizzie's back, and they basically set up a mixed tag team match for next week of Lizzie and Shawn Spears versus the Culling. And basically, Rain tells Spears that she doesn't trust him. If she knows it could become 3-on-1 for her real quick. Basically, she's saying she doesn't know if he has her back. And Sean's like, "You're a smart girl." And then yeah, we go to commercial break. This next match I also can't spectate because I don't have one of the stars downloaded. Again, I apologize. EK Prosper versus Keanu Carver. It's like the third match they've had. Like, I think Keanu lost the first two, which I don't like, but thankfully he won this one. He won the third one. I hope it was the end of the feud. After the match, interestingly though, he gave Prosper a nod of respect. So are they turning Keanu babyface? They might be. I'm all for it. After seeing his like story and that one vignette they had weeks ago, I'm all for it. Um, then Dark State's in the back, having a backstage promo. Dion Lennox, Cutler James, Osiris Griffin. Um, Dion says he takes offense to them thinking he's angry and not satisfied with everything. Dion complains about getting put through a wall. Osiris says they got their hands raised, but what more do they want? Dion says he wants what he always wants, Dark State to be unstoppable. They barely beat a team that was thrown together the week before their match. He's not cool with Grayson Waller calling them soft. Next week they're gonna take care of Saquon Sugars, and he isn't gonna walk away from it. Then we get an Instagram. This was actually kind of sad because I actually really enjoy this person on the show. We get an Instagram video from Shiloh Hill where he says he fractured his maxilla. Sorry, I can't pronounce that. I apologize, guys. It's a weird bone in his face, basically. Sorry, I want to drink. He probably won't be around anytime soon. So he's injured, basically. Cam Hendricks said he tore his meniscus, but those don't heal fast, so either he was lying about being hurt or about being cleared. And then Shiloh talks about being bored and looking up wrestling stuff and calls attention to the fact that there's no footage of the tournament, that Pat Patterson won the inaugural Intercontinental Championship, and that's kind of weird. He also looked into the origins of the Poison Mist, where Great Kabuki started doing in Texas and brought back to Japan with him. That was an interesting fact. This was nice. I don't know much about this guy. I apologize, guys. I know a lot of people love him. I want to like him more of his stuff now. But sadly, this is actually some sad news. Unfortunately, Dory Funk Jr., related to Terry Funk, the late great Dory Funk Jr. has passed away this week. I don't know if you guys saw this. 1942, I believe he was born. He unfortunately passed away, and Vic Joseph had a really nice. Him and Booker T tossed it to a really nice memorial video for him. And crazy fact, right? Ready for this? This dude wrestled for, I think it was, correct me if I'm wrong, 68 years. His last match was only 2 years ago, and he started wrestling in like the 60s. That's crazy. Found this out from Cage Match. So yeah, that's kind of crazy. So rest in peace to him. My condolences to him and his family. That's terrible. And rest in peace. Then we go to the back. NXT GM Robert Stone is back here on the phone confirming someone's availability. Cruz Montana comes in. Stone tells him he's good to go for the No More Returns match next week. And Trish the Angels comes in and says Montana's got some nerve showing up as a newbie and inserting himself into the title scene. Cruz points out all the time he spent here in the last month, asks how long Angels has been here. Christian admits he's only been here for 3 months, and Montana scoffs at him. And now we go to our main event.
The NXT Women's Championship is
Alright, this is our main event. This is Lola Vice's rematch against Women's Championship, since we've lost to Kendal Gray. And this is a really good match. NXT Underground, if you guys don't know, this is Lola Vice's match. She's the queen of the Underground, undefeated in the match. They've had 3 NXT Underground matches for the women in NXT. Lola Vice has been in all 3, and she's won all 3. So she's undefeated in the match, she's been in all of them. Won them all. Basically, every single one that's happened, she's won. Until this one. Her streak ended. He's now 3-1 in the match because Kendal Gray did retain him. Expected. He just won it from Lola. Lola had a great reign, but it's Kendal's time. I think Lola Vice is getting called up too. So this was Kendal Gray's second defense in the reign, and her reign was 38 days as of this episode being live. So, yeah. So this was a really good match. Underground always fun. It's no DQ. It's always fun. It's always fun. They've had it on the main roster, Team McMahon, Raw Underground. They've had men's Underground matches, it's not as much as the women's for Lola. After the match, they showed a sign of respect and hug each other. And then I saw some fan footage after the show went off there. People were recording Lola in the crowd, hugging the fans, crying, saying goodbye. So I think that this was her farewell NXT match. I think she's getting called for the main roster very short. But I'm fine with it. I think she's ready. This felt like a goodbye, though. I think this is her farewell. She's ready. She's going. And I can't be more than happy. I'm happy, but also I'm nervous that they're not going to use her good. I'm like 50-50 going. But, yeah. That was the show, guys. Pretty fun episode. A lot happened. This was like a really eventful episode. It was very good. And that's pretty much it. I'll be back to Strive for SmackDown. Until next time. See you guys later. Peace.